in the in between 9th and 10th Street here at Fisher Veterans Memorial Park. This sign I've talked about coming here. We're right in front of the tank here. I'll get the exact name and everything. I'm hoping to have what it is, and I'll flip the camera around so we can look at all these different memorials and talk about this park a little bit. So we'll flip this around. So we're here in front of the tank here. Is in memory of all American veterans. This memorial honors all American veterans who, although separated by generations, shared a common undeniable goal to valiantly protect our country's freedoms. The memories of these American veterans will continue to live on whenever and wherever democracy exists. The American veteran, forever a symbol of heroism, sacrifice, loyalty, and freedom. Let's go over, there's a memorial here. It's right in front of the Hammock Hotel. This is actually Route 72 that goes out that direction south. So this is a World War I memorial here. It's an honor roll dedicated to the men of Lebanon County who gave their lives in World War I. Yeah, I never, always drove by here and never, and this is for the dedicated to the men of Lebanon County who gave their lives in World War II. And there's quite a few more. Yeah. So let's walk down through here because there's a couple other memorials. The one looks like it might be a memorial to World War I. And there's one other memorial, but this is just a small memorial park. It's called Fisher Memorial or Veterans Memorial Park. And like I said, I've gone by this countless times. I've never stopped, and I just felt like this is something I can handle. I'm not sure if this is a Sherman. It looks like it's a World War. It might be a little bit newer than a World War II tank. I would almost think that this might be, once you start getting into that Korean War era, because just the turret in the head there is just a little bit bigger than they would have been for like the Shermans. And it's definitely got its wear and tear now. Yeah, that does, to me, it looks a little bit newer than World War II. There might be some information here that would let us know exactly what it is, when it was placed, those types of things. So this is just another in honor of the men and women who served in the Korean War, Vietnam War, and the Gulf War. Lest we forget, and then it has the badges for all the different services like the Army, the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Air Force, and the POW, MIA. It's a little noisy, sorry for that, but this is just straight down. In the middle, it's like a little triangle in the middle of 9th and 10th Street, which are pretty busy. Now I'll try to find a little bit more information of like when this was actually placed here. Lebanon County Korean War 50th Year Remembrance Memorial, dedicated to the 2,150 men and women of Lebanon County who served during the Korean War, June 25th, 1950 through July 27th, 1953, and to the memory of the brave men listed below who did not return home but are not forgotten. Yeah. So that's the Korean War Memorial. There's another bronze clock over here. It's quite a cool little park. If any of you know what type of tank that is, what era that would have been. That's 1898 to 1902, erected by the County of Lebanon, the City of Lebanon, and Lieutenant A.B. Gloniger, Camp Number 91, United Spanish War veteran, to commemorate the valor and patriotism of those who served in the war with Spain, the Philippine insurrection, and the China Relief Expedition. That was dedicated. So this may have first been put up here between 1898 and 1902. Sort of in honor of the Spanish-American War. So this, I'm assuming, yeah, this is the actually, I was thinking this might be World War I, but now you see the hat and like that. That's definitely a Spanish-American War. And this is a honor roll dedicated to the men of Lebanon County who gave their lives in the Spanish-American War. There's 8 men there. It's quite a neat monument. It just sort of is these types of things that really help you to remember that, and this is right here is everything here. Freedom is not free, the forgotten war. The Korean War is, a lot of times, it's forgotten. In memory of all Korean War veterans, they answered their country's call to defend a people they did not know. They did their duty fighting a tenacious enemy in battle under some of the most miserable conditions ever faced by American warriors. When the truce came, the people they went to defend were still free, but at a terrible cost. 54,246 young Americans dead, 8,177 missing, and 103,284 wounded. Those who returned quietly faded away, and they and the war they fought were soon forgotten. We do hope the Korean War veterans' courage, resolve, and sacrifices will always be remembered and not forgotten. One of my teachers at Lebanon Christian Academy, his name was Irvin Gerber, is a man I really admired. He actually served in the Korean War, and I remember him telling me some of the stories about that and the horrors thereof. He had a situation where he saw a shoe just sitting on the ground, and he went to pick it up, and unfortunately there was a foot still in it. And you know, what had happened to the rest of the individual that the foot belonged to, who knows? But that's war. It's ugly, it's brutal, and it's an unnatural act that we were never as humankind meant to partake in by our Creator, but ultimately we find ourselves quite adept at it. It also brings out the best in people in a lot of ways as well. You see some tremendous sacrifice. There's no greater love than for one man to be willing to lay his life down for another. And here's another memorial here. Some gave all gave some, in honor of all Vietnam veterans of Lebanon Valley and to those who have fallen. I'll say this is definitely a place well worth visiting. Wow. I mean, you just look at that and it's just solemn. Let's see if there's anything around the back here. Another plaque. This is dedicated in '97. So, yep, so this is Fisher Veterans Memorial Park. Well worth coming and visiting and seeing here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It's in between 9th and 10th Street as they sort of meet, and then 72 or 10th Street veers to the right, and it's definitely a place worth coming and remembering and seeing those who gave everything. You know, especially as we're coming here up to July 4th, our Independence Day celebration. That continued independence happened because of these individuals that are memorialized here in this park. And this is, you know, they talk about the Korean War being the forgotten war. You know, parks like this are sort of just forgotten, and really truly is a shame. So with that, I want to say thank you for coming along again. This is just sort of here for the next couple weeks as I continue, my health is continuing to improve, as I'm sort of getting reacclimated to be able to walk and do that type of stuff. I'm going to be doing smaller things like this, some of the things that I've talked about doing for a little while that are smaller, going back and revisiting a few places, that type of stuff, and talking about them a little more in depth. But with that, I'm going to say thank you as always, and we will see you about town. Thanks, everybody.